Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. So we're at war, a war that I think we probably will never get out of, in the sense that I'm not going to aggressively pursue peace or anything. If this guy wants to fight us for the entire rest of the game, we'll fight him for the entire rest of the game. Honestly, I'm not that concerned about it. And actually, I'm kind of thinking about maybe making some military advancement here. We might want to pick up maybe like 2 more techs from this tier first, because I'm thinking that this is a reasonable next direction for us to head, right? And in order to unlock this, we have to get deep into the military tree anyway. So, maybe we get... This is okay. I really wish that that it gave a dust improvement that was applicable in more places. We get distributed energy... that +2 resource generation thing is a planetary specialization, unfortunately. But we could do this. We could get power armor and this, or maybe power armor and exavolt beam focus. And then once we've done that, there's nowhere for us to go except up through here to, first of all, get to this endless tech, but also just to establish a wrecking ball with which we can show the cravers the door. Because that's what you do with a wrecking ball. That's not a mixed metaphor. That's just how wrecking balls work. What else do we need to do? Oh, here's an interesting idea. Somebody told me you can just demolish trade company subsidiaries and put them up somewhere else, and the trade company, still works fine. That might be a thing we really want to do, because the routes running to Nakar and Ceres are pretty weak. But if we were to establish subsidiaries on Mrigashi and Bellatrix, we actually have real routes to both of those places. That could be pretty good for us. So I think I'm going to try that. Let's pop in here. Let's just do one at a time, because I want to see how much this damages the trade company. I'm curious if it's going to reset the growth or anything. Oh no! Following the capture of Ceres, it assumes that you will not see this unless you lose a thing. Place a new subsidiary or recapture the system to avenge the deaths of the traders and reinstate trade in that area. Yeah, okay, let's try putting this up. It's on Mrigashi, right? Yeah, the trade value here is higher. I figured it would be. Okay, so that's 9.7k. That's definitely something we can get right now. Why is... Oh, okay. We're having a period of high strategic demand. I was like, why are these selling for 300 each? But yeah, sure, I'll do that. I know I'm always buying those, but this stuff's really valuable. So has that... Nope, doesn't damage the trade company at all, actually. Okay, well in that case, let's also do it here. See if this makes these routes a little bit more valuable. Yeah. So Bellatrix actually has a lower trade value than Lupus, but the route to Lupus will run up to here, up to Oyad, and just go that way. The route to Bellatrix has to have at least 2 extra jumps in it, and they'll be valuable jumps. So I think we want to do that here as soon as the microwave pipes finish, or maybe even right this very second. Yeah, this is pretty valuable. What do I need? 7.9? That actually doesn't even get us all the way there. Never mind, it gets us almost exactly all the way there. We need 79.15, and we have 78.57. So actually, I probably should have sold a bunch of this stuff. Whatever. It's fine. We're now actively mining all resources. We'll be okay. But I'm excited about seeing these new and improved trading companies. And also, I'm excited about probably re-terraforming a little bit. You can get up to 10 population here. I guess, actually, increasing the maximum population space on the system doesn't really help us that much until we hit the population cap anyway. I'm not actually... we're just flat losing dust here for the moment. Then again, it's gonna take some time to get that built anyway. By then, we might well be at the population cap in that system. Alright, so let's see how that affects our trade routes. You have some probes. We could try to find out some more the locations of some more Sophon planets. And then we also need to try to negotiate some more trade routes, more trade agreements. In theory, that's valuable. I don't actually know for sure that the other players have any trading companies up at all. They might not. But let's hit next turn here. We'll get some more resources, and then we'll see if anybody is up for a trade. By the way, if you're wondering why our resource output has jumped so much, it has something to do with the change in our political parties. Because now Woods Fez is leading the is in the government, and so we're getting half a point of deposit value on each resource deposit everywhere in our empire, which is a very large number of total deposits. All right, ships move.
Horatio remains appreciative.
Okay, Horatio likes us, but he's liking us in a very condescending way. I'm okay with that.
Gives me pleasure to.
Okay, you have also declared war on me. Yeah, this. Huh. Did this pirate base on Arcturus suddenly get a full complement more dudes? I mean, it doesn't matter. Preemptive bombing. This'll get us there. That's right. We're, the Hisho declaring war on us is actually a couple of players declaring war on us. Okay. Let's see if we can negotiate something with these guys. Obviously, I don't want to give them quite the amount of stuff they wanted, but I also do not want to be at war with the Hisho because that is in my way. The Hisho are in the way of our trade companies. This is what he wanted. Mission flexibility, commercial... Oh, he doesn't even have commercial frameworks. That's right. I remember this. We're going to have to trade commercial frameworks to other players. You know what? That's fine. Just do the deal. This is some hot nonsense. I mean, we can just retreat here. We're fine. He cannot follow up on it. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. We're getting another hero for free, which is pretty cool because we do still have an awful lot of systems that have no hero. Over here on Acellus, we're gaining food pretty quickly. It probably is worth picking up the final planet, and then it is probably worth picking up some other stuff. Let's see, this is actually still not in our trade network, and also even if it was, Cravers, so we do not want to build this thing. We want to build... Yeah, we want to build this stuff eventually. I'm not sure if this is the place we want to do this first. Where else did we need to give orders? On Ceres. You know, Ceres is actually producing less money per turn, so I'm thinking we can wait on that. Then again, maybe we should focus on building economic stuff elsewhere because Acellus is a really good place to build ships. Yeah, okay. As it stands right now, this is not actually that much dust. Well, it's minus. We're seeing this number with 224 taken off of it. The percentage bonus from this will be applied prior to the upkeep reduction. So actually, this is going to be a couple hundred dust. This is better to build than careful sweeping. And then, yeah, Acellus is probably just building, like, ships. We'll build a couple of frigates, and then we'll figure stuff out from there. Alright, let's talk about a new free hero. So, a Lumeris Seeker, a Valter Seeker, or a Primitive Guardian. I have to think that Lumeris Seeker is going to be the right way to go. Oh, hold on. The Valter tree does not have a lot of good... I mean, 15% science is cool. But yeah, it just doesn't really have a lot of good governor stuff in it. It's really a little bit more of a fleet commander type tree. Let's pick this this Lumeris up. The reduction in system improvement cost. At this point, this amount of science is pretty irrelevant. So I feel comfortable taking Mios Family Favor. And then it actually does not matter where we put you. Let's find a system. Preferably a system with a fair number of inhabited planets. Like, Liesel's not bad. And actually, we have a ton of stuff to build on Liesel. So this will be a good source of XP as well. Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff coming along here. Interplanetary transport network. Oh, hold on. We gotta fix this monstrosity. I've moved our guys all over the place. This is not valuable yet. That actually kind of is. And then we can just build a bunch of basic stuff quickly. It'll be good XP and also turn Liesel into a contributing member of the galaxy. Wow, our trade value jumped up to 9 here. Apparently just establishing the... That happened over here as well? That's a little bit of an increase. Just establishing the subsidiary. Did some good work. So now, our trade routes are... You know, this is not that much more valuable than they were before, but it is more valuable. I'm having a hard time telling if there's a problem around Arcturus. Oh, boy. That's not my system, right? Which... Hold on. Can I click on that? Is that gonna... Nope. Well, as far as I know, there's not a... there's not a way to search systems. Ah, okay, yeah, this... Right. We can't actually get the thing out to Murgashi. Well, we'll get there in a moment. That should be done within 2 turns, I would think. We discovered Orichalcix and, unfortunately, a trap. Actually, 72, 143... Yeah, okay, my caravel is massively out of date. That said, the pirate's not attacking. Maybe it's not a big deal. You... probably just need to go over to Pavo here. Okay, there's that pirate attack. Well, I guess I retreat. Yeah, no sense losing the ship. Not particularly valuable, but also no sense losing it. Alright, we're about to finish this on Gaikon, although it is worth noting that the Hisho have screwed this up for us by reducing our number of peaceful allies. We're also lower on approval, thanks to their nonsense. That's very annoying. Oh, right, I should have spent that money. Okay, 25 antimatter and 1.5k dust. Not bad, actually. It actually probably doesn't even matter. We could almost certainly kill them with any battle tactics. Just massively outgunned. Alright, and it looks like there is something worth searching here. Oh, right, the remains of the pirate base. It was 60 dust. That has to be broken. There's no way that they intend for the results of things to be that low. Like, that was a pirate base we killed on turn 93. They have to know that it has to be worth more money than that. You, I think, don't really get to pick up any more really valuable skills. I mean, food and industry, I guess. Those things are valuable. This is something that I just extremely don't care about. Yeah, whatever. Okay, Kochab also has its population spread over a ton of different planets here. But we definitely want to make sure that we are done with this spot. Yeah, okay, everybody in this system could just kind of be anywhere. It doesn't matter. We may as well pick that up, and then... Yeah, we're actually making really good money here. Okay, so our numbers are continuing to climb. If we look at the trade value... Okay, now it's up. The reason it didn't seem to be up very much was because some of it was blockaded. But yeah, it's looking all right now. Is there... I mean, we could bounce somebody else out to Thea? Or maybe to Lupus? Like, what is the least valuable subsidiary we have now? Eridanus, probably? Yeah, Eridanus. Well, we should keep doing this, right? I think this is sensible. Just keep relocating subsidiaries to the farthest places they will go. And once you're done with this, you need to... Well, you certainly need to AI labor. This is not a system where we... maybe it is. I was about to say where we particularly need the Edenization, but never mind. I think there is value to continuing to gain influence. Also, we need to move you back to here. These guys would prefer to be on a hot world. This world is probably better than that one. Make sure it's you guys here, and then there's no reason... Yeah, there's no reason to be here just yet. Fill up the food planet, then take the high industry planet, then take the other planets. Okay. Way out here in Thea... Oh man, we have, yeah, a ton of stuff left to build, right? We still have a lot of systems that are not even level 2 yet, I believe. Get all that stuff done. But yeah, we managed to convert a lot of our planets over to atemporal finance. We're very focused now on dust output in a way that I think is really, really feeding our goals, I hope. And then... How much is it to just buy adamantium? Is there much adamantium around? There's a ton, in fact. Right, because prices are high, so people are selling. That works just fine for me. We don't have any... Never mind, I was about to say we don't have any systems right now where we need to start building stuff, but this would be a great place. Nice to have money. Okay. So, where do we want to put up this... other trading company subsidiary? Can't zoom out any further. 556. Like, this is a pretty good group of systems that we crossed to get out here. Over here, we have to go through Xanados, which is pretty valuable. But I think fewer valuable systems in total. So I think Lupus is probably the sensible place to do this thing. Oh, it turns out we don't need dust for that at all. And then we may as well build the trading value increase. A couple of systems now where this was not useful. Alright, and with this much money, we definitely don't want to push for another system right now. But I definitely do want to boost our approval. Not enough to cut a law, I don't think. What are even our options for that? We could do Empire Entertainment and Education Initiative, which is plus 15% dust for minus 10% industry. Or what is a large system that is not at 100% approval? What's the largest system that's below ecstatic? Orm. Does Orm have all of the... No, it does not. This is only 5 approval. Oh, I could do this, though. So 46? I can make it to 46. Okay. Pushing this up by 25 points should be enough to push the whole empire over to ecstatic, especially since we apparently... I'm assuming we're at like 84.6 or something. Should be very easily fixed. And then obviously, once this truce nonsense wears off, we can get back to business as usual. Did I miss one? I missed two, in fact. You guys are part of the trade network now. Oh, you also definitely really need to do that. And over on Bushir, yep, also need more colonization. Wait, which one is Bushir? Bushir is in a position where it actually does need Edenization. Okay. We gotta push back on the Rift board. Our dust gain is still increasing very quickly. I'm pretty happy with things. Boy, if the Riftborn decided to declare on us, they sure are in position to make some things happen, huh?
It is refreshing to see that we are not the only sentients in the galaxy.
I have the task to maintain the sovereignty of my kin. What on earth are you trying to express to me? Are they going to make a demand on me? Because, I mean, it sounds like they're planning to make a demand on me, but, like, what would that be? What would it even be? So I could further increase... Actually, it's just happiness on her system. On Woodsvez's system, rather. So Timos has just the 2 deposits. So this is 10 approval. This is also 10 approval. It doesn't matter, okay. Bellatrix is being manipulated. Obviously, we're going to ask them to cut that out.
The Hive has an offer.
Hold on.
No,
I'm going to come back to that.
To be trusted.
Okay, you're feeling sneaky. And by sneaky, of course, you mean that you are doing things to me in the open. Also, it looks like they may have canceled the singularity already. Because there's definitely not a singularity here. I was about to ask them to cut it out, but apparently we're fine. Alright, so now the question of this nonsense. He's taking systems from my ally. If we give him this truce, we're not in much of a position to counteract that, although as soon as the truce with him ends, we can steal a couple of his systems, and it looks like Nis may actually be worth taking. That's quite a bit of population. I would love it if we could kick his ass and get him off here, though. Is he at war with... Oh, he truced with them. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to accept this just because war is inconvenient. We're going to buy his systems rather than taking them by force, which means... you know what? I'm still cool with this frigate getting built, though. We have pretty good dust output here. So we're going to want to slowly build these pretty much everywhere.
No, we aren't to be trusted.
I have fleets in your territory. Is that right? No. Is it? Oh, this is... What are these guys? Oh, right. They retreated from Bushir. Yeah, we're leaving. Yeah, everything's cool. You know, I maybe should have refused just to get the boost to our influence pressure. Actually, I guess we can probably... we can afford to queue up a little bit more than that. Maybe buy some... Yeah, we probably buy some adamantium and get to work on another interspecies cooperative. It's a really good building. And way out here on Antares, we still have quite a bit of basic stuff to build. That's a high priority, I suppose. And then, like, you know, science does still matter. Science is far from worthless. Timos probably should get building on that. I think we can probably just buy ourselves enough adamantium to make that start happening. And then we have 20k left. There are more heroes. Ooh, they're getting expensive. Also, I wonder about their value. Like, it's probably not right to just buy more trade vessels, right? So it gets pretty expensive. We should probably buy the heroes. Alright, let's buy them now. We'll figure out what to do with them later. So you are going to pick up... do the brand new systems... Liesel already has a governor. Is working reasonably hard. Thea could use a governor. What about the other guy? Plus influence. You at least have some food. Although it's not a ton of food. The system's a little bit low on fertile planets. Still, I think this is right. And then... queue up some stuff here. Oh, this is important. And then what do we do with this other new hero? We can probably skip Hive Mind, like... let's go this way first, and then we'll come back and get Person of Means. And so it doesn't really matter where you go. Yeah, Antares needs a governor. Just extra industry and food, really. Okay, and... did we push back over? Yes, that was... the buyout of that thing on Orm was enough to push us over into Devoted. So, I think we're cool to just keep growing here. We do have a lot of resources. I guess I could be selling stuff and making more decisions. So we don't need this stuff at all. Don't need this stuff at all. Don't need you at all. We are one turn off of... wow, we have 167 Lumeris. Jesus. Well, it's about to be a little bit expensive to reset that luxury booster. I'm sure we'll be fine, though. That's what we get out of our luxuries. Yeah, we can get a lot more out of our strategics. Like, we're not actually using these for anything just yet. We can certainly keep selling these pretty aggressively. And then with 42,000 dust... okay, we don't want to rush anything here. How about we buy trade vessels? At this point, maybe this is a reasonable play. So you can see our trading companies are actually starting to get pretty good. They're generating a lot of luxury resources as well. Despite the fact that we have only been buying the dust and science income increases, not any luxury increases, they still produce a lot of luxuries. We do need to think about level 4 modernization as well, I guess. And yeah, man, we are still producing increases in effectiveness very rapidly. When we hit this next election in 5 turns, we're going to, I'm pretty sure, finally get the final pacifist law, which will be very, very nice for us. 174. Jeez, man. Our birth rate is something else. Is there even going to be enough on the market? Oh, yeah. Yeah, not a problem. So what, 172, right? I think we had 2 sitting around. Yeah. Well, keep it boosted. Certainly makes no sense to ever let that lapse.
We Oregons are always ready.
Okay, they love the trade agreement. They would love an alliance, which would put me at war with everybody, so no thank you. So I need to get back to what I was doing, which is to say I need to trade... wait, this is Ublard. Ublard is not in the Senate anymore, so this is not a very good call. Yeah, I think just food in your system, even though that's not really useful. Boy, it's a lot of food, though. He doesn't have a useful skill available to us right now. You may as well produce a bunch of extra science? What is the science output of Gotria anyway? Also, where on Earth is... Okay, here we go. You know, that's actually a considerable amount of science. There's still valuable technology to be gained. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And then you guys, I guess, just go hang out on Rhea? Man, we finished building... I feel like every time I go somewhere, I queue up several turns worth of building, and then I immediately... Every turn I need to queue up, you know, building in 10 more places. We may as well finish this. Not a lot of value in not doing it. It has a very small dust upkeep cost, as, you know, as do all buildings. But it has non-zero gain. Low, but non-zero. We definitely want to pull these people back to here. Actually, all of the Luminaris in the system should be on this planet. Okay. And on Bushir, we still need both of the new dust buildings. And actually, I'm going to start us with the mining stuff. We'll worry about those dust buildings later, because the resources that we can get from the mining stuff is pretty alright. Those are some valuable resources. Then we have 20k dust. So, probably, again, don't want to be pushing out for new systems just yet. This is probably just, like, more trading vessels. Wait. SB, don't forget. Okay, so we gotta get out here and trade the knowledge of how trading companies work to all the other players, especially the ones who already have trade agreements with us. What is the name of that tech? Commercial frameworks? Yeah. You guys are such huge idiots. Can't believe I have to do this. So we could trade... We should probably trade for military tech, right? Would you be willing to do high energy magnetics? Boy. Also, what on earth? Okay, we just won't do high energy magnetics. How about that? That is only a tier 2 combat tech, by the way. So, is there anything that we have that he's showing pluses on? Anything he really wants? Not really. What if I give him our maps? Because this seriously is super low in value. This trade is so positive for him. He doesn't have any resources that I really care about. But, like, we shouldn't just give a gift, right? We should get something. And this would also be cool. Now, you know, I really want this. We're just going to have to... I'm not giving you 20,000 dust. It's just not happening. He's still fine with the deal. Let's cut all this stuff. I don't think it's a big deal for me to give them Citadel blueprints. Alright, then we'll just, like, we'll replace all that stuff we were giving them with smaller amounts of more valuable things. Like, I'm fine giving up the Quadronics. Although we will... Oh, really? Have we gotten to the part of the game where the AI don't think the high-level strategics are incredibly valuable anymore? What about this stuff? Because really, that starts to break down around the time they start being able to produce them themselves. It never goes away, or at least it's not... It doesn't usually go away. Okay, does he really want 350 blue cat mold? Because... Like, does this move the needle at all? They don't want to give him the dust. But this deal works. My suspicion is that 340 is not actually a meaningful number. Like, there's an amount of each resource that they stop gaining approval at, and it's probably not 340, although maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, he's still all right. 340 it is, I guess. I'm kind of okay with this. This is ridiculous. This is like a half a turn of research, maybe not even that. It's more beneficial to us than it is to him.
We are
Okay, I mean, that was the treaty that
come to
you
bask
suggested,
my
wasn't it?
perfection again. Happy
Thought-
to help.
Thought it... Oh, man. You know what? It's going to take him so long to get this stuff up. I wonder if this actually is even worth it. Yeah, sure. Sure, fine. That's a deal I'll do. Titanium is... It's not worth nothing. It is dust, right?
We
He refused the
decided
treaty.
to refuse this offer. As we
That was his suggestion. I asked him for terms, and he was like,
Welcome.
well, what if I just gave you
Silence of the vault.
this pittance? And I was like, fine, whatever. And then he couldn't even put up hate. Filled with hate, I am. She already has the tech. That's cool. What about you?
Wonder, what is the appropriate greeting in these circumstances?
Commercial frameworks. Ah. Just giving her a gift will reverse some of the influence pressure. That's maybe worth doing by itself. But we don't have a trade agreement with her, so I'm trying to use this. Wow, she's really negative on trade agreement. Holy crap. Well, there's no value in her having commercial frameworks if she's not willing to give us trade agreements, so
Greetings, cubed.
let's just move on. You guys don't suck terribly. You want this? What would you give me for this? Okay, there we go. You would give me 58 Hyperium, that's slightly positive. I'll do it. I'll take that. Are they also going to deny the offer that they offered? Oh my god, they're thinking about it so hard. They did. Look, our Hyperium didn't go up.
Hey, great. We like you, but that
This
doesn't
seems
mean
very
we're on speed
strange.
dial.
I'm just going to give them the tech, I guess. Free tech for you. How about that? Does that work?
The Sophonicity respect that.
Okay. They did not
can't keep away.
they did not have to think about that one.
Even
This is super weird.
Horatio has been an underhanded scoundrel.
Okay, so who else do we have a trade agreement with? We had a trade agreement with them, I think.
The Empire welcomes all those who share its ideals.
What do you think of this? But what if I gave you free technology on top of it, right? Right? A trade agreement and the technology to give me value on that trade agreement? Look at that. Look how reasonable he is.
Smart move.
Okay, so he signed. You guys, we could try it. I'm pretty sure they don't like me. Like, a lot. This might be a tough one.
Well, even in war,
Okay, so we got some trade agreements up. We have some people who will hopefully actually build some trading companies to trade with us with. Not sure if we're gonna see any benefit from that though. The game is probably racing toward its conclusion. All of a sudden, our dust income jumped down and then back up in a weird way. Oh, and then up some more. Okay, that ended. That ended. Ah. Okay, so our approval level changed a bunch, is what precipitated that. The singularity has been placed on Lupus and then immediately removed. It's like, I would love to see what's going on in the AI's brain when something like that happens. What makes them come to the decision that it's a good idea to pop a singularity, and then come to the decision that it's a bad idea to keep it up? Especially so quickly. Seems very odd.
Horatio's plan.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, everybody's talking, but nobody has anything to say. Just kind of the way things are, you know? Alright, so we've gained control, or we've gained access to political theater. which I think is going to turn out to be pretty useful for us. Here on Eridanus, like, we probably want everything to be Edenization or everything to be atemporal finance. It almost certainly is wrong for it to be split like that. That'll give you guys something to do. 20k, huh? Get ourselves a little bit of vision of the system that we know is over here. And then, like, honestly, just disband. I don't care about this fleet. So now that our approval level is a little bit higher, we could pick up a new system. Like, we could grab Arcturus or something. I think Farver's actually pretty bad. I know that it's already within our grasp and everything, but I think it's quite a bad system. This is cool and great. Just keep buffing Gaikon as much as possible. We could grab... That was a brave move. Somebody who is not the Vaulters taking Phoenix. They're likely to lose that pretty quickly, I think. Okay, most of the galaxy is actually getting snapped up. Over here is really the only place where there is still new stuff available. Deki might actually be great. Those ancient ruins are pretty cool. That platform is 2 population. Yeah, you know, this is not a terrible system. It's not a great system, and everybody who lives here will be miserable. But maybe that's good enough. This is a little bit more friendly to us. But I'm wondering if, at this point in the game, it is even valuable to pick up more systems. Oh, also, at some point we picked up a black hole. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? It's probably worth picking up Deki if only for the resources, because that is actually pretty valuable. Okay, make that happen quickly. And I think we're still going to be okay on approval here. Alright, so we're building this on Gaikon even though we don't really need it. Mostly it's just increasing our system level so that careful sweeping is providing more dust. So we should actually take a moment here and look at how close we are to the victory. Whether we are approaching victory quickly enough. You know what? We're gonna keep playing with our approval levels. I'm gonna grab some approval skills on our heroes when it is convenient to do so. When there is nothing more valuable to get. Because, like, obviously, in some cases we have to take Inundation of Dust. That just has to happen. Okay, you probably... This is a pretty small amount of dust. Yeah, why don't we focus a little bit here? Alright, so where are we at on the victory counter? 324,000. So we've gained... I don't even remember. We were in the 200,000s before. We've gained quite a lot. We're gaining 100,000 every 5 turns. So we're not that far off of victory. Here on Timos, we could build the MXBA. Is that... Yeah, that's probably the most sensible thing to do. We're going to need to build this everywhere, eventually. Not need. I'm going to want to build that everywhere, eventually. Here we are ecstatic for now, but we could maybe be ecstaticer. At the very least, this is going to let us keep grabbing new systems. Honestly, the way things are working out, I almost wonder if it is going to be more expedient to, if it might have been. It probably at this point we've delayed long enough that it isn't anymore. But if it might have been faster at some point for us to just grab a conquest victory. An expansion victory. We should probably get to building these. I gotta say, I feel like some games it can be really difficult to get a hold of stuff on the market. This game, it seems like everybody has a ton of stuff, and they're also incredibly eager to sell. Okay. Speaking of incredibly eager to sell, actually, what's the story with the drift buds? Still not a lot more on the market, and
Greetings, Cubed. Dude!
not a ton in their inventory either. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do without.
The wrath of the church.
Okay, do not care. Looks like we hit a population bonus. I'm assuming this is 10 Mavros. Yeah. We're actually not that far off of 20 Nashast, but I don't think that that's a useful bonus, right? Yeah. We could maybe get to Epistis, which is pretty alright. Pulsos, which is pretty... I mean, obviously I'm not going to put any effort into this, but also, man, 303 population, huh? That's pretty okay. We've done a good job of growing. A lot of our systems are full. Yeah, this is nice. So we are not going to pass the turn with this much dust. We should probably invest in our trading companies. Yeah, over 2k per turn. Like, our trading companies together are producing, like, close to 6,000. This is over 6,000 per turn. It does get to be a lot if you let them grow, and it helps to get them early. We should probably keep moving subsidiaries out, actually. Like, there's no reason to have a subsidiary on Graphius when we could have one on... I guess we did both of these already. We can move that one to Thea. And then eventually one on Deki as well. Yeah, probably. Probably that should be done.
You're a sly one, aren't you?
Okay, this guy wants us to join in his alliance, not because he likes us, but because he would love it if I would fight his war for him. He thinks he's clever. Thinks that's just gonna slip right by me. I've been doing this a long time, buddy. Nobody is sneakier than me. Alright, you still need to be a level 2 system. And also this stuff. Also this stuff is important. We could definitely fix Ria's long-term approval problems with a little bit of system development. Also, I'm really happy about whoever is selling all this adamantium constantly. Yeah, we definitely want to pick this planet up next. In fact, probably first, because yeah, we're gonna population cap really soon. And in a lot of places, we're starting to get close to the end of useful upgrades. Not quite there yet, but getting close. So at some point, we do turn a lot of systems to political theater. Okay, we actually have to sell a little something to afford the rest of the adamantium we need. What a world. Man, that stuff's valuable. I suppose I should be a little bit more careful about selling... Oh, no, it's the Orichalcix that we need. Never mind. It is totally fine to sell that stuff. We're going to pick up a building at some point here. Oh, the Exavolt thing. Costs Quadronix, right? Well, it costs both. Yeah, I'd rather sell Quadronix than Orichalcix, especially since I believe we're bringing in... Yeah, we're bringing in a little bit more. Okay, so that's got us all set everywhere here. 21,000 dust per turn. Building lots of important stuff. Yeah, interspecies cooperative is really good. How many turns do we have left on this truce before you guys can be counted as friendly again? 4 more turns. Alright, I would like to get to that point, at least. Looks like we're actually 10 minutes under the hour. We should get to that point, no problem. I just want to see what our dust looks like once we get that reestablished. And also, once we're post-election, and we have access to that good pacifist law. Minus upkeep? Is this really our best option? No, there's still a thing that gives dust. The home system is incredibly happy. We really don't have to worry about that. Approval, or influence, I guess, is the only way to go here. Couple of different options that give influence. You, on the other hand, can still pick up... Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go back on what I said. There are some things that are more important than influence, or than approval. Like, we definitely need to get the food and industry up on newer systems.
We Oregons are always...
But I am willing to take approval over small amounts of dust. Yeah, this definitely makes sense to build here. Also, wow, really, really fast build. And then, I think the home system is spending a little bit of time in political theater mode. 75% of dust gets industry gets converted to dust. That's pretty significant. Over here, the only thing we really need is this. I'm assuming that Quadranix is, or Orichalcix rather, is extremely expensive. Yeah. The thing is, spending the dust doesn't actually hurt our progress toward our goal. It's not have a certain amount of dust, it's have earned over the course of the whole game. So it doesn't make any sense not to spend if you're spending on something that could get you more dust. Okay, we still have some population growth to do here before we have to consider terraforming. Here we are definitely in terraform mode. But we want to terraform the bigger planet first. And then we'll worry about other stuff afterward. Dennis has finished its cooperative. Well, let's just get to the careful sweeping. In a lot of places, careful sweeping is only plus 50 industry, or plus 50 dust, but I think that's still... Oh, hold on, I only need 13 for this first one. But plus 50 dust is still actually really meaningful, especially since we have a bunch of multipliers on that. You guys should probably be specialized. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me that you're not. I was kind of hoping that was going to be another source of drift buds. Man, especially 60 dust feels like a very silly amount when you consider the sell price of the amount of strategics you can find. Alright, Bellatrix is actually pretty close to taking over systems for us if we want it to. I might just buy these two systems immediately, if we can afford to, when the truce pops. Like, we should definitely get NIST. That's very valuable. How many turns do we have left on that? That truce was like the turn after, maybe? Come on, give me back my tooltips. Yeah, okay, 4 more turns. A thing to consider probably for next episode, which may well be the last one. We probably take approval over influence at this point. Basically, I still think food and industry are really, really important, because they're always going to be really, really important. Food less so. I guess you can run out of uses for food. Ensure that minor faction population grows. You know what? We are likely to do well on this quest. And it looks like we actually don't have any other systems that need to be told what to build for a second here. What a weird feeling. So let's spend dust on trade routes. We don't get to buy very much, but man, these numbers are getting kind of intense. Well, there's another system over here somewhere. Where exactly is that? Okay. we're actually going to get to feel out quite a bit of the galaxy by the time we're done with this caravel. So we want to boost the ecologists. I'd like to keep Woods Fez in charge, and actually, some of the ecologist laws get pretty good. And I think we are finally going to get access to the Fair Trade Bill, which should just be so good. Oh, hold on, sorry. I'm really glad that it didn't... Oh no, it did. It did, in fact, take that click seriously. Somehow the scientists jumped ahead. Well, you know what? That's not actually that big of a loss. It does suck to lose Woods Fez from the Senate. You can see we lost a fair amount of income of all of our resources, but, you know, we have dust to make up for that. But the law loss actually isn't a big deal, because that's the law we would have replaced, right? We're actually going to go negative on influence. I thought we were. Has it adjusted our costs yet? I don't know. Okay, so bumper crop also came to an end. We were getting some value from that, for sure. Oh yeah, Rhea needs approval. Worse than any other system, I think. Alright, so we finally got access to our good law, which I'm very excited about, and I'm hopeful that this is going to turn out to be a big deal. A lot of the numbers on the UI either don't adjust in real time or adjust very poorly in real time. Like, they change, but not to the correct values. There's some of that going on. So we won't know for certain just yet. Alright, over here. Acellus is still not in the trade network, but should probably have one of these. We may not be able... totally missed the marketplace button. Yeah, we're not actually going to be able to buy that many more of these. There's just not enough Orichalcics on the market. Okay, we have some other stuff to build in some other places still. Not everyone is fully modernized yet. And also, there's a huge amount of adamantine available. This is not... We're not straining the galaxy supply of that at all. Alright, so we have 16k left over. That's not enough to push any more trade ships. Yeah, these numbers are starting to get pretty serious. And you're probably noticing they're actually rising at a pretty decent rate as well. Also, too many mushrooms. We're getting over 100 per turn. I keep losing track. You know what? All of them. We'll get more. That's enough to buy some more trade ships. Keep the rate of gain high. It's not enough to turn in good numbers. They have to be record numbers every single quarter. That's how business works, right? So we're definitely going to do some leveling up of this system next turn. I probably should have left myself enough mushrooms for this. Whatever, it's fine. Because obviously we want to level up the system and then get the Lumeris unique version of Pulvis production up, and then once we have all that buyout reduction, buy a bunch of stuff for Deki, including... I think we're going to pull this, right? Hold on. The trade value of this little corner network is pretty high. You know what? I wonder if... With Kochab being worth 10, I wonder if this is actually better than setting up on Deki. Also, man, it makes me nervous when we get this many notices. Lots and lots of population gained. What does everyone want? Yes.
Our friendship is something pure, isn't it?
I will not, in fact, stop the peaceful theft of your systems. That's just not going to happen. So we have Dakel, actually. It is within our area.
Our friendship is something pure.
Alright, they're trying to fight back, but they're going to find it very difficult to do. So it doesn't make... Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go for the food here. Timos is full population and has been for some time, right? Yeah, in fact, we should probably do some terraforming here. So instead, let us reduce disapproval. Yeah. And you... Sure, science. Sure, why not? Who doesn't love a little bit of science? Hold on, that's a lot of little lines we got to deal with there. So yeah, I guess our total influence amount is still positive. I'm assuming what happened is it was... yeah, I still had the other law active when I was looking at how much influence we were gaining versus... No, wait, I didn't have the other law active. The other law had become unavailable to us. I'm going to blame it on UI elements not updating, because that makes it not my fault. It's possible that I just looked at the numbers and my brain did the opposite of the right thing. That happens sometimes. Okay. You know what? If we're only going to be able to build one of these this turn, though, is Gatria the right place? Where else do we need? Riem, Ragashi... God, we need construction orders in so many places. And Gatria is not really producing that much dust. Gotta put it up everywhere eventually. Some of these places will still be able to benefit from other stuff. You know what? Ria could probably go finance, right? We probably... actually, we are getting pushed on. Here we can definitely still do some useful stuff. And honestly, this doesn't need to be a lava world. On Cetus, we have nothing else of value to do. I guess we could do some terraforming. Alright, we have a lot of deserts that could be a lot of savannas instead. Also, people are spread out over these planets in kind of a strange way. I probably want everybody on Bushir, right? On Bushir 1. And then... this is a better world than that one is. Okay. Eridanus, wow, actually is still growing. And I guess we could make some science stuff happen here. Oh, Eridanus is still unhappy, too. You know what? That's a fine use for some of our antimatter. And the market is probably a fine use for a lot of the rest of our antimatter. I don't know why I keep clicking the fleets button. You know, I'm thinking in my head, like, it's the trade one. It should look like the trade fleet icon. Also, yeah, we're really still growing here. It's crazy how much room there is left, considering the amount of food we're producing. I guess we picked up Liesel quite recently. Okay, so here we definitely have to do system modernizations. And a sudden market-wide price decrease is not my favorite thing to hear. What are we talking about in terms of prices? Actually, this stuff is worth more than ever, it seems like. Oh, okay. It's a luxury price crash. Even so, I mean... prices are not terrible. Don't need this stuff. Aren't using these, we're just getting a little bit from our trade routes. Okay. And then... we also could probably afford to sell some of that. I don't think we need that much. And the same is kind of true here. I guess we're going to need it for the exabeam focus, but also that's very orichalcix bound. I think we can probably afford to sell like 40 of that right this second without falling behind. And that means we have 114,000 dust. You know what? I'm not going to spend it. We're going to hold it and use it to upgrade stuff on Decky quickly. Yes, we need this. We should probably wait until we have the system development up. Really lower the cost. Make our dust work as efficiently as possible. Also, do we have the ability to buy one orichalcix? Okay, we should definitely do that then. And get the exavolt beam focus started on the capital system. Before I forget, or the distributed energy, rather. The tech is exavolt beam focus. Wow, that is an expensive building. For that to take 5 turns to build here, where we have 2.7 thousand industry, rather. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Hey, how's it going?
That's actually not that good for us, right? Because we were already in approval capped. I mean, this is technically more valuable than that, and it doesn't matter. Neither of them are useful. But there's a situation where the approval might be useful. That is not the case for the other thing. So you're on Cetus, which is... Boy, it's this one. Okay. So actually, improved value from resource deposits is dust. It's just very slowly dust. We don't really need more influence. You know what? More influence is more ability to buy systems. That's a thing we're thinking about. And you definitely can just finish getting that. I'm kind of being scattershot with our hero skill points. But also, it doesn't matter hugely. So we're only getting 2% on this per turn. But in 6 turns, we'll be able to just pay a huge amount for it if we want. I don't know that I will, because I suspect that they will have a negative reaction, to put it lightly. Hold on, let me make sure we get this queued up here before we consider doing that kind of stuff anywhere else. Yeah, we don't actually have enough resources for it. And also, it's not probably super valuable. We could get to work on this. Just keep building behemoths. Right now, we're nowhere near going bankrupt. Yeah, okay. More behemoth centers is more value. We are actually really unhappy here. And this will help a little bit. This will help a little bit more. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, we have tools to fix the unhappiness in the places that we're unhappy. I just have to actually, like, spend the time to build them. Hold up. Kochab is currently on the trade network, so that is worth doing. Oh, also, it has the good resources. I probably actually really want those first. And, oh. Yeah, do that. That seems pretty good. Alright, and then for some reason, not appearing in the list. Nope, never mind. Appearing at the top of the list. I apparently had already scrolled down a little bit when I opened the window. How many more of these do I want to build, I guess is the question. I suppose a terraform to Savannah makes sense. And then worrying about it later also makes sense. We're going to want to build some mech suit quarters in some places, not here, obviously. And here there is very little of value to do. I guess this is actually a pretty good place for this. We go through Adamantian quickly-ish. That may not be true anymore. We may have built most of the things we needed Adamantian for. We definitely don't want to... I guess terraforming this is probably a good idea. Ice planet is not ideal. Oh, and we have no research queued. We have done enough research to unlock this, so this is the time, I think, when we start pushing up into the combat tree. Not even useful tech, really, but it's all on the way to the endless tech that we want most. Yeah, once we have the ability to build some more behemoths, obviously we just do that at Gaikon, just build as many of these things as we're allowed to. It might be worth also researching some more behemoth tech. I don't think we can improve this design any. Right, this is still the best version of this thing. This is probably the best version of this thing that there is. I guess I was looking at the tech tree. I would have noticed. I'd like to believe I would have noticed if there was better stuff available. Also, Cold War. Sorry, let's not talk to them. Let's talk to you.
Greet you in the hopes that your goal is greater harmony. Well,
And trade agreement, and also... Oh man, you actually already know how to make trade companies. I may have given you that ability. Couldn't find equitable terms. How much of this is the agreement? They're fairly negative on the agreement. You know what? I'm just going to force peace. And I'm going to do it with these guys rather than the Hisho, because I'm trying not to get on the Hisho's bad side too much. I would like it if they would just chill the heck out and stop declaring war on me.
the Unfallen greet you again.
He's a little surprised. I'm wondering if he's willing to suggest terms for just the agreement, because I'd be willing to make some moves here. If he already has the tech that is necessary, we could just give him something good. Does he have the tech that gives you the ability to produce extra subsidiaries? Because we could trade him that. Unfortunately, I don't remember what that one is named. Well, we're certainly not giving him super light content systems. He'll probably... Like, this is something I wouldn't mind him having necessarily, and it's high value. Make the offer. Impossible to tell if he will take it.
The Unfallen, your action?
See, the heart rejoices for us to be at peace. He shouldn't be mad about that. Okay, he refused. You know what? Fine. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just being at peace with them is worth so much to us because of these two things. Sorry, these two things. So, now that we have all this extra approval, I'm back to thinking about even more expansion, but maybe we should chill out for the moment. So we're almost at 40k dust per turn. We're also rapidly approaching half of the amount of dust that is necessary for our faction victory, or for our dust victory. We're still gaining interspecies cooperatives everywhere, so that's a pretty big deal. You know, it's coming along. Let's do let's get the modernization finished on Deki, and that's where we'll end the episode. Because I can queue up a bunch of stuff and then buy it. Which is what all of this dust is sitting around for. Well, it looks like Orm is not too far off of getting us some nebular clouds, which is cool. Yeah, we could probably afford to pick up, like, Horum, or maybe Challenge for control of Arcturus? He's been here a while. How many turns are left on his thing? 4? We probably don't get that. We've almost explored the whole galaxy.
Tell us what you plan.
It would cost 23,000, but we're getting 10% per turn on this.
Our purpose is
We're still 10%? We're still 10%. Yeah, it's fine. Is he still sending me messages? Is that another one from him?
soon your world.
He redeclared war. Man, I don't know what your problem is, but I do not have time for you. Alright, okay. There's some Orichalcics available here. So it's actually better to build distributed energy anywhere we can. Fewer total points of resources. And it's the same amount of dust, but also a bunch of other stuff. Oh wow, Murgashi is behind. There's not a ton of reason for people to be on Murgashi 1. God, we have so many systems. Okay, apparently still need to build this here. Okay, this is a system where there is legitimately not a lot of value to build outside of this. And it is a system where the influence gain from this distributed energy would be pretty good. 237, 284. We really should build it here, because we're only going to be able to put together the resources, I think, for one more. No, never mind. Never mind, I don't know what I was thinking. Why don't you give me 30 of those, and also 24 of these. Let's just make a couple more of these happen, huh? Yeah, apparently quite a few places don't even have microwave pipes yet. That is probably a little bit of a priority. And here on Liesel... Yeah, right? Just go straight into that? Alright, we don't even have all of the industry stuff yet. Let's maybe get these things done first. Alright, one more turn till we can buy out a bunch of stuff on Decky, and also we need to grab some things here. Let's pick up some more behemoth tech just because it gives us extra behemoths to build. Alright, so that'll cover that. This is happening far too late in the game for me to care about it. Our caravel is running out of stuff to explore over here. Ah, here we go. So this is done. And I don't expect to see any actual aggression here, although maybe I should. Well, we're gaining combat tech quickly. We may have to actually respond to this. It's just a lot of bodies. There's juggernauts and stuff.
Horatio feel content anytime we think of you.
Yeah, we might have to actually do something about that. So 229 Lumeris now means 229. Where is? Here we go. Also, I gotta keep my eye on the blue cat mold and make sure that I am selling it off quickly. I tried to type 250 there. Apparently, I missed by a little bit. We don't need any of this stuff. Hate to see that many messages. Mr. Saltcliffe. I don't know, man. Boy, we sure do get a lot of notifications every turn, huh? I don't know, man. Alright, obviously this should not be, adds up to 175 manpower. Okay, hold on a second. Let's have a look at this. Our manpower deployment limit is actually remarkably low. So we haven't picked up enough of those combat techs. We'll grab Universal Aerodynamics here. We needed to actually buy tractable armaments in some places, and then, like, blueprint techs to help us build more behemoths, and Deniable operations? This doesn't help us that much. I guess none of this stuff is going to, though. Better weapons modules. Maybe that's what we should do. Let's get... Their ships are largely projectile defense. Let's grab the advanced game theory tech here. And this can actually go before the behemoth stuff. That'll get us into the last tier on this. We're getting closer.
Even for the likes of you, the Hive has...
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Maybe the Empire is...
What's going on with this dude? Yeah, I'm okay. I'd be lying if I said I understood, but I'll take it. So never mind about all of that war stance stuff. That also means that it probably becomes correct to do the researches in this order. In fact, universal aerodynamics is even less important. Okay, so... Lupus built the thing. Do we have enough resources available to us to get distributed energy going? We totally do. But no more after that. Yeah, we're out of orichalcics. So... Oh, and Terry says tons of other stuff to build, actually. Okay, and this is the turn... Sorry. Let's do this and then play one more turn. I know. Stuff I say all of the time. But now we actually have that wonderful, wonderful buyout rate. We don't need the big approval boost here. This is what I would really like to build. But we could do some terraforming instead, I suppose. Alright, I think the Obliterator blueprints will get us another... Nope, in fact, we got another one for finishing the Juggernaut blueprints. So after we finish distributed energy here, we just need to queue up a couple of these. Shouldn't take too long.
It is refreshing to see that we are not...
That is not the thing I wanted to click on. Here we go. 10% dust on Empire, right? No question.
You're a sly one.
A free tech is way too likely to be something that we don't actually want.
Is made warmer by our proposal.
I'm so close to liking this. They know what we want. Yeah. I guess approval, like we're gonna keep pushing and gaining new systems, I think. Maybe. We should definitely buy this, but hold on. Alright. This is the turn where we commit to this thing. So, we have these reduced buyout costs that are still pretty high. But let's take advantage. We're definitely going to rush that. You may as well finish picking up the system. And then this will be pretty good here. This will be pretty good here. This is going to be great now that we have all 3 planets available. This is going to be great. That's all of the industry that we need to pick stuff up. And then I guess we buy 4 adamantium and start in on this thing. And we could just let that build naturally, but also we have 300 titanium. So why don't we sell, I don't know, 250 of that and then roll this into more upgrades for this system. Although maybe we go straight to this, right? You know what? This is not the place where we need to build distributed energy. We have other places for that. So, I mean, go ahead and get this, I guess. And then we need to make some more basic stuff. And this stuff should all build really quickly once all of that gets completed. So I'm not too worried about the amount of time we're going to spend here. Yeah, we do want mining tech here as well. That's probably enough to keep that system rolling for a while. And we've hit 20 Nashast and probably 10 Kalgaros, right? Yeah, some number of Kalgaros. So our systems are even more impossible to invade than they were before. Celis. Yeah, this is the kind of place where we want to build distributed energy. And then, you are probably on mining tech. We're out of in a lot of places we're out of stuff to build that's actually like relevant to the goal anymore. Although there's still probably terraforming that is worth doing. Also, I need to be paying attention to our influence push, not just in terms of being able to buy systems out, but also because, like, we've got to be getting pretty close to the ability to make some pretty serious demands. Although I wonder if they're thinking about making that no longer available to me. And at this point, we are probably now saving dust to, like, help places rush distributed energy. Alright, so in 3 turns we'll be able to get to this, then 3 more techs until we can get Wealth of the Endless, which is just going to be very helpful. Do we have any more? I should finish assigning builds here. Oh, apparently we still need careful sweeping. That not... Oh, I actually don't have that much money. Crazy. I'm so used to just assuming I will have money for everything. Oh, also, I bought the trees and then didn't actually activate them. What am I thinking? Well, now we have to buy 3 more. Okay, so 44k. It's not a huge amount relative to what we are now gaining from our systems, and I still didn't actually buy the adamantine here. But every little bit counts, right? A couple thousand here, a couple thousand there, you know? Eventually it adds up to some real money. And, I mean, we should pick up mining tech here, but it's certainly not a huge priority. But I don't think we can put together any more or a Cal 6, so... Yeah, this is something you can build that at least is still helpful. You're getting pretty close to political theater time, though. Okay, 44,000 dust per turn. Trade routes producing significantly. Really producing. So we are very well on our way. We're just a tiny bit under halfway to the dust victory, but obviously it is not going to be another 100 turns from here. Not only are we running a serious clip now, we're at like 15 turns out, but also it's continuing to accelerate. So I feel fairly confident that tomorrow's episode is going to be the last one for this game. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see exactly how quickly we can dial this in. It turns out quite a bit faster than we won that science victory. And we'll see you then.